Do you think you understand while and do while loops in C? Let's find out with 5 tricky MCQs that often confuse even experienced programmers. Good day and welcome to VSH Tech Studies. If you are a beginner or preparing for coding interviews, this session is designed just for you. Stay till the end. I have included a special challenge question to test your skills. Let's start the session. Before we jump into the first question, I would recommend checking out my earlier video on C loops explain and tracing question solved. You'll find the link in the description box and also as a card above. That session will give you a solid foundation for today's tricky MCQs. Let us solve the first question. In all the questions C program will be given that we'll have to trace and get the output first. Accordingly, we can choose the correct option in the given multiple choices. So in the first question here, in declaration line, I and X memory locations are reserved, which can store integer type of data. So I is a memory location in which 5 is stored. Then X is another memory location, 0 is stored. Okay. Next, while loop starts here. So the condition to be checked is I greater than 0? Is 5 greater than 0? Yes. Because condition is true, control enters the loop body. Loop body starts here and it ends here. How many instructions are here? 2 instructions. They have to be executed now. So the first instruction is x equal to x plus I. So x is, it is 0 now. Plus I means I is 5. That should be added and kept back in x. So 0 is taken out and 5 is saved. Next, second instruction, I minus equal to 2 means it is I equal to I minus 2. So how much is I? 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. So 5 is taken out and 3 is stored in I. So execution of both instructions is over. The loop body end is here. From there again the control goes back to while loop. So one iteration is over now. So when control comes back to while loop again, so condition is checked, is I greater than 0? So I is 3 now. Is 3 greater than 0? Yes. Then control enters the loop body. So first instruction is taken, x equal to x plus I. So x is 5 here, 5 plus I is 3. So it is 8. So x is to be made 8 now. Next, second instruction, I equal to I minus 2. So I is 3. 3 minus 2 means 1. So this 3 is taken out and 1 is saved in I. So then loop end is here. The control goes back to while loop. So second iteration is over now. So next in the third iteration again I condition is to be checked. I is 1 now. So is 1 greater than 0? Yes, it is true. Then control enters the loop body. The first instruction is x equal to x plus I. X is 8 here. So I means 1, that is added. So it becomes 9. So 8 is taken out and 9 is stored in x. Next I equal to I minus 2. I is 1 now. 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Okay. So now I becomes minus 1. Now control again goes back to while loop because here loop end is here. So third iteration is over. This condition is checked. Is I greater than 0? I is minus 1. Is minus 1 greater than 0? No. This condition fails now. Now instead of going into the loop body, the control goes out of the loop body. So this is end of loop body. Out means it goes to next instruction outside the loop body. So here it is printf statement. So then printing on the monitor is done. What is printed? So within double quotes, first integer value, that is substituted by outside double quotes and after comma, which variable is there? X variable. So that memory location content will be substituted. So what is there? 9 is there. So on the monitor first 9 is printed. Next space is mentioned. So here space will be left. Then second percentage D. So that is substituted by second memory location, second variable value. So that is I. I is how much? -1. So after space on the monitor here, -1 is printed. So this is what is going to be the output of this program. Okay. So next let us see to what multiple choices they have given. So before going to that, so this way for every variable, this memory location diagram and their initial values and how they get changed inside the loop body, step by step for every instruction we must be able to trace and write. Then finally wherever printf is there, which memory location content they are going to print, so that is asked here. Then we must be able to substitute and get the correct output this way. Okay, that is very important. So the multiple options given are A, B, C, D. 4 options are given. Option B is correct. Okay, so this is how we'll have to trace and get the correct output. Then we can choose correct option. So for this understanding of concept, that is fundamentals, that is very important. Then every instruction very correctly will have to trace. Then final output will be correct. Okay. Next second question. Here one variable is declared, that is I, and initialized to 5. So now you visualize that memory diagram. Instead of drawing now, we'll in the mind only we'll visualize that every time. So I memory location is 5 now. Next while loop we have here. While 1 is always 1 means the condition is always true. So the control enters the loop body. So the first instruction is printf, means on the monitor percentage %d means I value is substituted here. So I is 5, that is printed. Afterwards space must be left. So printing of I value and leaving the space has to be repeated now because this instruction is in loop. So next instruction is if I greater than or equal to 7. So I is 5 now. So it will not break, means it will not go outside the loop. So next instruction is executed. I plus plus means I is incremented by 1. So I is made 6. So this is the loop end. So the control has to go back to loop. So one iteration is over. So I has become 6 now, that we have to remember. So next again while loop starts. So because next iteration we have entered. So while 1 means 1 is always 1, it is true, the condition is true. So the control enters the loop body. The first instruction print I value. So I is 6. Already the space was left here. So here 6 is printed, space is left. So next instruction, if I greater than or equal to 7, I is 6 now. So it will not break. I is incremented. So incremented means I is made 7. Then loop end. So control goes back to while loop. Second iteration is over now. So I has become 7, that we should remember. So in the next iteration while 1 which is true, the control enters here, again printing of I. So after space this I is printed, so space has to be left, space is left here. Then is I greater than or equal to 7? Yes, I has become 7. Now break means, so this break is executed now. Break means it goes out of the loop. So while loop body starts here, ends here. So out means after this end. So which statement is there? To that the control will jump. So return 0 means end of program. So on the monitor we have 5 space 6 space 7. So out of A, B, C, D, option B is correct, which shows that 5 space 6 space 7 being printed on the monitor. So this is what is the solution of this question. Okay. So what is the new concept here? Break. So if condition is satisfied, means break is executed. So while loop start is here, end is here, the control goes out of the loop body. That is what is break does. and conditional break statement is given here. Okay. Next, third question. This time we'll do little bit faster. So declaration is here. I memory location and X memory location are reserved. I is initialized with 1, X is 0. So imagine or visualize two memory locations now, I and X, with 1 and 0 values respectively. Here we have while loop. So its begin and end are here. So that is loop body. So inside loop body, if statement, then post increment statement. Two statements are there. So the first question is how many times this loop body gets executed. So if you see, I is 1 in this line. In next line, the condition when it is checked, I less than 10. So as long as this condition is satisfied, loop body gets executed. So that is first point. So next point, inside loop body, what is happening to I? It is incremented by 1. So I starts from 1. Every time it is incremented by 1 means, so next time it will become 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when it becomes 10, so this condition is I less than 10, that is 10 less than 10, so condition fails. So the condition fails when I has become 10. So then control goes out of the loop body, that is return 0. So that is end of program. This is second point. So with this background, next we shall see to what is happening inside the loop. So when control comes inside, whatever I value is there, is it a multiple of 3? Yes or no, that is checked. That is I mod 3 equal to 0 means is it multiple of 3 or is it divisible by 3. So only then printf, that is printing of I value on the monitor, then leaving the space is done. So out of these I values, only for 3, then 6 and 9. So I mod 3 will be equal to 0. Only they will be printed on the monitor and space will be left. So 3 is printed, space is left. 6 is printed, space is left. Then 9 is printed, space is left. But when I becomes 10 last time, so control when it comes back, so 10 is not less than 10, condition is false, the control goes out of the loop body. So end of loop body is here, out means the next statement here. So return 0, end of program. Hence on the monitor we have this. So the multiple choices are given here. The answer is option B. So that is 3, 6, 9 being printed on the monitor with space in between. So this statement is choosing where I is varying from 1 to 9. When 10 it leaves the loop, but 1 to 9, out of 1 to 9 it is choosing only 3's multiples. So with this mod operation, that logic is implemented here. Okay. So next fourth question. This is exactly same as third one, but only this line is extra. In declaration statement, I is initialized to 1, that is I memory location. Then X is initialized to 0, means in X memory location 0 is saved and in I memory location 1 is saved. Do while loop is here. So when control enters the loop body, so if I mod 3 equal to 0, means if I value is divisible by 3 or multiple of 3 if it is, only then it is printed on the monitor, space is left. So here I value substituted means I value is printed on the monitor only if it is divisible by 3. So every time what happens, X is incremented, I is incremented. So if I goes on incrementing, so 1 becomes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only till 9. Next, when I becomes 10, 10 is not less than 10, condition fails, control will have gone out. These many times what happens, if I mod 3 equal to 0, I value is printed on the monitor and space is left. So only for 3, 6, 9. I mod 3 is 0. So 3 is printed according to this. Space is left. Then 6 is printed. Space is left. Then 9 is printed. Then space is left here. When I has become 10, the control goes out of loop body. There x value is substituted here to this percentage d, and that is printed on monitor. So how many times this loop gets executed? 9 times. Because 1 to 9. For 10 it will not get executed because 10 is not less than 10. It will not go back and print this I. So it will have gone out. So 9 times x gets incremented. Hence final value of x will be 9. So that x value will be printed on the monitor, means after this space 9 is printed. So in these given multiple choices, option B is correct. Okay. Next, in the last question number 5 series, we have 5a here. In this we have for loop. In this for loop, in the bracket, if you observe, there is no index initialization, checking of condition, and index incrementing or decrementing. So in loop body, printing of number 1 is mentioned. So this leads to infinite loop. So if multiple choices are given here, option C is correct. So infinite loop means continuously 1 is printed on the monitor. So printing of 1 becomes never ending. If printf statement is not there in this infinite loop body, then a blank screen will be printed. This is what is an example for infinite for loop. So next in question 5b, do while loop is present here. The condition, if you check, while 1 means 1 is always equal to 1 and it is true. So when the condition is always true, this loop body from starting here to here, so one statement printing of 1, that continuously gets executed, that is repeatedly. So printing of 1 becomes never ending. So such a loop is called as infinite loop. So if multiple choices, if you see, option C is correct. So continuous printing of 1 you can observe. If printf statement is not there in the loop body, so blank screen you can observe. So this is an example for infinite do while loop. So next question 5, you see, in this question we have while loop here. Condition, if you see, 1 is mentioned. 1 means true. So when expression is true, or when the condition is true, so 1 is always 1 and always the condition is true, means this loop body gets executed continuously, repeatedly. So what is mentioned here? Printing of 1 on the screen. So printing of 1 on the screen becomes never ending. So that is what we call it as infinite loop. So if multiple choices are given, option C is correct. When you execute this program, so continuous printing of 1 on the monitor we can observe. So if that printf statement is not there, so blank screen we can observe. So important point is, as far as loops are concerned, we must avoid infinite loops. Okay. Here is a challenge for you. Check yourself whether you can trace this program correctly and write the output. You can drop your answer in the comments. Okay. That's the end of session. Is the session helpful? Write your feedback or if any suggestions. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe Tech Studies for more such C programming sessions and Tech Plus motivation. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.